Here's the flyer announcing the Mammoth Mass Meeting, Washington Hall, Seattle, February 14th, 1912. And the sentence circled in red was portrayed in the artwork. On the right side, the Yiddish side, not the English side, English translation side. So I'm going to read the whole thing here in English, not in Yiddish. Attention Jewish men and women, Mammoth Mass Meeting, under the auspices of the Adaf Israel of Seattle, will be held at Washington Hall. Large hall upstairs, 14th Avenue and East Fur Street. Sunday night, February 14th, 1915, beginning 7:30 sharp. Good gosh, this is like Valentine's Day. What is that, 101 years ago. The meeting will be addressed by the famous orator Rabbi Baruch Shapiro upon matters of vital interest to the Jewish community. And this sentence always had me chuckling. The kosher meat question being settled, of course we don't know how it was settled. The next important matter will be Talmud Torah. And then at the bottom, this also had me chuckling, if unintentionally. This mass meeting is of the greatest importance to the Jewish men and women of the city and will be recorded in the Golden Book of Seattle Jewish History as one of its greatest events. And the reason I chuckled was because it had, probably by 1990, it had fallen into complete obscurity. It's possible there were some elderly folks alive then, or seniors elderly, who might have been there, as children. But basically, it was the Golden Book of Seattle Jewish History had kind of flown the coop. So I was glad to have just purely by chance come upon this flyer going through the box with Jacob Kaplan's papers in there, purely by chance. And then, of course, it was published in the cover of the Jewish Transcript in the holiday issue section being in 1998, which helped, although that part wasn't mentioned in the article per se. Another page of Jacob Kaplan's papers, a resident of Seattle circa 1912, may his memory be blessed. Segan had this page photocopied as his Mexican relatives are Pinchuks, about the same as Pinchuk. Congregation Bichor Cholom, 17th and Yesler. Reproduction from the University of Washington Library's Jacob Kaplan papers. Presents the world-famous cantor Pinchuk. Friday evening and Saturday morning. He could have been a cousin of my paternal granddad and his sibs. Friday evening and Saturday morning, August 21st, 22nd, Ma'ariv and morning services. Mission was $1 to hear the cantor, who we can assume was singing, cantoring, doing his thing. Tickets on sale now also at Cantor Schlossberg's at 1715 Washington Street. I like the old phone number, which predates the phone numbers I grew up with in the 1950s, like in New York, which were same numbers as phone numbers now. They were like 7 digits, but the first 2 were not digits, they were words. So the phone, for example, that I grew up with in Queens, New York, and at my home with my family was FI, like F as in Frank, I as in Indiana. It was for Fieldstone 7, and then 4 numbers. So back in 1912, that was EA, like Edward Apple, 1806, 4 digits. J. Hyman, manager for Cantor Pinchuk Concert Tours, 7517 South Coles Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. There's the page I had photocopied from a songbook I have had for many years. And this is the Partisan and Lied, the Partisan Song, Zog mit kein Mol, is how it begins. In Yiddish, which is written with Hebrew letters. The song was, I forget where the song came from. I have to look that up in Wikipedia. But the lyrics were actually written by a Lithuanian Jewish young man named Hirsch Glick. born, I believe, in 1922, murdered, executed by Nazi soldiers, I think in 1942 or 44. It's kind of a rousing and powerful song. There's a friend of mine who I've known since 1981 on the left there when she visited Deirdre Phillips with a friend of hers, and they're both right in front of the work. That's it.